How easy is it to get comparison quotes from other strata agencies? What questions should you ask? What information do you need to provide? How long should it take to get the information back?
Yeah, so normally what happens is I get a call out of the blue from someone and says, "Hey Rob, we're looking to get 3 quotes for Strata. Can you help?" And my answer usually is, "Yeah, let's discuss your Strata." So I get the bag of minced meat and I start putting the cow back together. So the first thing is, do you have a Strata manager at the moment? How are you happy with them, or you're not? Or you're just testing the market? Is there anything specific that you want to address? So what I would do to answer that question, Kerry, is work out why you're seeking quotes for strata managers. What's the problem? Have you spoken to your strata manager about what the problem is, as in the owner of the business or the general manager, and tried to resolve that thing? Maybe it's a clash with the strata manager individually on your portfolio. Maybe they're someone that's experienced but slow, or maybe they're fast but not experienced enough. Or try and work out what that problem is and see if you can fix it. The next, if you want to still proceed with getting quotes, if it's past that point, I would sit down with the committee and work out what you're looking to achieve, and just having some criteria in your own documents around how you would think you could improve your strata service. And typically, in my experience, it's been speed of reply. That's normally the reason people come across to join the Strata Collective, is because we reply to people in 24 hours, and not everyone's able to achieve that because of their resourcing or their experiences or whatever. So normally that would be the key thing, working out what you're wanting to achieve. But some good questions. I wrote down some questions for you. I think this is going to be recorded, so maybe you could go back and ask and just go through this. Do you want a large company or a small company? Because there's pros and cons for that. We're a smaller company, so the pro is you get to, I'm actively involved in every aspect of our business, but the larger companies have strengths as well. What response times are you waiting on? 24, 48, a week? You don't mind, as long as it's, as long as you get the quality there. Experience, what experience are you looking from the strata manager as well, who's allocated to you? Because if you say we're a small scheme, but we need a minimum of 5 years experience as a strata manager, obviously that resource would be paid more. So you may have to pay more if that's part of it. So you need to weigh that up, whether cost is a major factor. Is cost the main thing that you're driving at? Do you want to go cheaper? In which case you may be able to talk to your existing company about that, maybe having a cheaper resource, because in a strata business, we don't have machines or anything exciting. It's the people. So that's 85% of the cost in our business. So that's something to consider. What's the term of the agreement? Typically the strata agreements are 2 years. You can have a maximum of 3. Sometimes they go year to year, but it's a bit painful for everyone if it's year to year. So 2 years might be what you're wanting to achieve. What's their cost structure? Is it base plus disbursements? Are the disbursements fixed or variable? And what do you want? Because you could ask for a fixed price disbursements agreement. That's often, a lot of companies will do that as well. And I would also, most importantly, is seek references from similar buildings. So strata managers have strengths and weaknesses, and you want someone that's doing a good job on a similar building to yours and has runs on the board. So is that enough, Nikki?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic list. That's an excellent list. I'm sure people will come back in and write all of those down if they listen to the recording. And I think one of the other things that I had heard is staff turnover as well. I have heard people complain about the fact that the strata manager just changes all of the time and there's no continuity there with or consistency there. So is that something else that you've found, Rod?
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's interesting. Staff turnover in strata is often a thing that owners complain about, and I absolutely understand why, because strata manager companies are traditionally poor at doing handovers between managers, and a lot of the intellectual property is held up here rather than in their specific systems. Now, we have ways that we deal with that and try and retaining that IP across our business, but others would as well. We, as the owners of strata management businesses, along with our owners corporations, we're in partnership to keep the strata managers happy. We need to be making sure that we treat strata managers with respect, both in terms of the way we communicate with them and expectations versus what is achievable. We need to have grace, both as employers as well as owners corporations, that things are going to go wrong in these buildings, that it's not going to be perfect. And I say to all of our owners corporations that are joining the Strata Collective, we go for a higher distinction in strata, same as uni. 85% of the time is what we shoot for, because things go wrong in these buildings. The lifts go out at 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. Or one of my buildings on Oxford Street, the lift broke down on Mardi Gras. Like, this stuff happens. It's really annoying. So we need to walk this journey together and build upon a foundation. If buildings are constantly driving down price of their strata managers, it actually impacts out the ability for strata companies to do a really good job. So that's why I always look at cost as what the cost needs to be for our business for us to be able to do a really good job. But I want to give my staff an awesome future as well, so that they can be paid well, that they're not overworked, they're not stressed to the max and not sleeping and not taking holidays and all those sort of things. So it's part of the massive strata crockpot about how do we partner with an organization that has the same, and a strata scheme partnering with us that has similar values to us, so that we can go on this journey together and have some fun and get some awesome results. So it's part of that communication relationship.
Because it can be quite a stressful role, can't it?
It's massively stressful. It's a massively stressful job. I've been in a portfolio for 17 years and I love it. I love being a strata manager, as you know, but it's difficult. There's sleepless nights. There's things going wrong in these buildings. So we need to work together as a team to get the results and also just to keep moving forward. So, yeah.
Okay, that's a fantastic list of questions. Thanks for that, Rod.